Welcome to SPF Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the opening lines show that we do with Joe Duffy every Monday afternoon, where we take a look at the opening lines that have recently come out for the NFL and think about which ones might take some sharp action, which ones might attract big public action, and which ones might move significantly. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. Let's get some more winners.
Absolutely. We are looking ahead right now to NFL Week 7. We're coming off a week where you gave us 2 winners in the videos, bringing you to now 13-5 against the spread in our video previews. Are you doing as well at offshoreinsiders.com? Give a little plug for it.
We are. We're off a big weekend in college football, which is led by our Big Ten game of the year. That was Wisconsin in a laugher. We swept our wise guy plays in college football, continuing with a great year in the NFL at 36-22. Joe Duffy's picks at offshoreinsiders.com.
Awesome, Joe. All right. Well, thanks for doing all these calls with us. Now let's take a look at some of these opening lines. And the first thing that I think of, when a team has a high-powered offense and they continually score and go over and over and over, the public loves to pounce on them. In college football, that's Oregon. And in the NFL, that's Denver. Denver and Indianapolis totals 56. I don't know where this line's going to move, but I'm sure that the public's going to be all over the over.
Well, you're probably right. In fact, I would say you're almost definitely right. Now, the public, but the Sharps, that's another story altogether. Von Miller finally comes back for Denver. Champ Bailey, he came back last week. He's got another game under his belt. So Denver's defensive personnel will be better than they have been all year. So that might be a case, and I've been betting the over all year, just about. I've had them over in most cases, but this week I'm either going to pass or go with the under. But I would agree the public's going to love the over.
Okay, here's another line that's very interesting. Right now, Houston at KC, right? KC is a 6.5-point home favorite. A lot of people were thinking last week was like, if Houston doesn't do it here, they're never going to do it. KC, and a lot of people were thinking, KC finally a big home favorite. They're a great team, but they shouldn't necessarily be that big of a home favorite. Well, we know what happened. KC did get the margin win. They covered as a big home favorite. Houston lost badly outright. KC minus 6.5. Do you think that this line closes at 7, or do you think it closes where it is, or heads back down towards like 5.5, 5?
Now, if anything, it could go to 7 and maybe 7 even, because that is a big move when it does go on a key number. But Kansas City, they're undefeated. The public still loves them. And obviously, everyone is very much aware of how poorly Houston's played. So as we keep saying, the public likes betting on teams that keep winning and betting against teams that keep losing. And that would say the home favorite screams out here.
All right, and then 2 sides that are obviously going to be huge public teaser sides. Atlanta off the bye, minus 9.5 over Tampa Bay, and San Diego minus 9.5 at Jacksonville. Jacksonville may be in a letdown spot. I don't know what the right sides in those games are going to wind up being, but I'm sure that the public is going to pound the hell out of teasers on both those games.
Well, I do think that the public is definitely going to fade Tampa. They are a team in complete disarray. They look terrible. Granted, the Falcons have underachieved, but they've had more than their share of injuries, especially at wide receivers. But yes, I would think that a teaser player would love to bet the Falcons down and then bet on the Falcons, and probably more specifically to bet against Tampa Bay.
And then looking over the rest of the card, a lot of interesting lines. New England at the Jets. New England last week, it was a classic Brady game, right? People thought, that's why you don't bet against New England, or you really want to pick your spots, because it was looking like a win and cover for the Saints, and Brady pulled out his magic at the end. Then, Carolina, St. Louis with the big win last week. They're a big underdog. And then the Giants, the dysfunctional Giants, are 3.5-point home favorite on Monday night. A lot of interesting lines. I'm not exactly sure where any of them are going to move. From the rest of the card, the games we haven't discussed, are there any lines that you think might move significantly?
Yeah, I was actually talking to a sharp earlier. He's saying, and I think we always tell people that we're recording this on Monday, he's really rooting for San Diego to win tonight and hoping to get a line move similar to last week when the Jets won, that the San Diego line would go up. And obviously, if the Chargers look impressive tonight, they could go up to maybe a 9.5-point favorite. And he believes if it goes up to 9.5, a big sharp move will come the other way on Jacksonville. I also look for a sharp move to go on the Cleveland-Green Bay under the total. Green Bay's trying to establish the running game. They've done it well this year with Eddie Lacy. They lost Randall, don't call me Tex Cobb. Cleveland's offense is abysmal, so I would look for a sharp move on the under there.
All right, yeah, I do want to clarify one thing. When I quoted Atlanta minus 9.5 and San Diego minus 9.5, those are Pinnacle lines. I have the Pinnacle numbers in front of me, so those are 9.5 with big underdog odds, and the market lines are obviously 7.5 there, so that's why I quoted that number. Yeah, let's talk quickly about the St. Louis-Carolina game. Cam Newton had a great game last week, but long term he's been a little bit underperforming, underachieving. You think the public will turn right around and move this line up to maybe even 7?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cam Newton off of probably his best game since his rookie year when he had one of the greatest rookie seasons in the history of the NFL. Great game last week. I do think that the public is going to bet on the old Cam Newton to come back. Just like for a couple weeks down the road, we'll see they'll jump on RG3. I know he showed some flashes yesterday, but not quite enough. But yes, absolutely, they're going to jump on the Cam Newton bandwagon, the public, that is.
You think, even though St. Louis had that high-profile big win over Houston?
Yeah, but again, Houston's been awful, so I don't think they're going to be overly impressed by that. No, I think that they're going to bet on Cam Newton.
All right. Thanks so much, Joe Duffy. Talk to you again very soon.